Hello peeps, how's it going? Hillbilly Half with you today. Some of you said you wanted to see some of my sheep. Well, this is one of them, one of the bunches. There's a few ewes in here to sell yet, some older ewes, but only about 10 or 15. But these are some of my ewes. They were mostly Dorset before, but I bought some Beltex tups a few years ago, and we're slowly getting a few Beltex ewes to come through, which is quite nice. But I tell you what, we did have a problem. I got one tup. Can't see him at the moment. Bill the tup, he's a really big tup, but he's throwing out some short little lambs. They're perfectly good, like they've got good backs and everything, but they're just a lot less size than I had hoped. So that's why I've got about 30 lambs left. They're a bit smaller than usual. They're good in their backs and everything. It's just they're not as big. So I think we might have to remove Bill from next year and just maybe keep him on some smaller ewes or something, because he's a cracking tup other than that. But anyway, what we're going to talk about today is, what's his name? Wallace, the MasterChef guy. Now, this is a bit strange coming from me, but I think there's something going on here. I was looking last night to see what he'd actually done, and it seems like all he's done is actually do a little bit of innuendo towards some celebrities who were shit at cooking. That's what I gather. I've looked and I can't actually see anything that looks like it's bad, you know? He said a bit of sexual innuendo, but gotta say, in my way, that's just not being... Because you can't like everything what everybody says, can you? Let's be honest with you. But not everybody's automatically a molester or whatever. If you just say to somebody, I think the worst thing I saw him did, he was in a MasterChef shooting and he filming, and he apparently came out with a sock over his tackle, shouting, "What do you think of my meat and 2 veg?" I got to be honest with you, I thought that was quite funny. But I totally accept these modern days that you can't say things like that. But that one from Penny Lancaster, Rod Stewart's wife, he basically just told her that the cooking was shit. And it probably was. And the Newsnight lady as well. He was using some sexual innuendo to her. What was that again? It was nothing really. It was something like, ooh, I wouldn't mind getting my face in that pie or something like that. You know, obviously. Not what everyday people would say, but it's nothing like that news presenter and Jivvy Savile, as far as I can see. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. But I just thought that was a bit of an odd one, really, because they're going back like 10 or 12 years on stuff. Why don't you just say it at the time? Why didn't them people just come out and say, "You fucking pervert," to them? Because they're chickens. You know, that's what they are. They're chickens. And I'm afraid that's the problem with the BBC. You've got too many people who won't say things at the time. Now, if they'd have said that to the guy at the time, and they said, you're looking like a pervert, he would have changed his ways, I'm sure. But I could, of course, be completely wrong, and this might get on to bigger things, but my instinct says he's just upset a few celebrities by saying the cooking was shit. That's what I think, personally. And what else? Oh, may as well start walking back there. Come on, El, here. There's a few things going on. I've been noticed now that some people were saying to me that them cameras in London are off because of funding cuts, okay? Well, some of my listeners on here from the USA and Canada and that lot, I've looked and they can see it from there. And it's only blocked in the UK. So you explain that one, okay? London CCTV, not CCTV, webcams. El, come on. So there's something a bit weird going on. They're on like the other day, I think it was yesterday, MI6 was saying they're expecting a drone attack off Russia. If that isn't a false flag, I don't know what is. Get you shit scared for Christmas time, so you're afraid to go out of the house while everybody's on holiday. But oh yeah, another thing as well. I know this will probably be different to what people think on here, but this assisted die-in bill, I've actually seen this close up from quite a few relatives, and my father and my grandfathers and grandparents. Go on now. I'm all for it, to be honest with you, because when my grandparents died, this pathway thing wasn't here, and they would just give them a little bit more of the injection to let him pass away, because that's what my grandfather had. And he just went away quietly in hospital without being there for bloody weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. My dad probably wouldn't have done... Come on here. My dad wouldn't have done that, because he was one of them people who were quite happy to stay alive. There was a few times he said to me, I wish I wasn't like this, obviously. And if you decide like that, that's your choice, isn't it? As far as I'm concerned. There was another lady my missus knew who was disabled, and she was quite happy lasting it out as well. So I would never say anything to anybody about if they wanted to stay alive or whatever. That would never be anything in my head. Al, come on. And but personally, I want the choice myself, because you know, I don't want to be all your dignity gone, crapping yourself and lying in bed with bed sores. I've seen all that. All your dignity gone. And if you've got the right to say whether you can abort a child or whatever, why can't you have the right to say, I'd like to pass away quietly, taking a little bit more of a certain injection? I can't remember it off the top of my head what it is, but and saying goodbye to your friends, and not because you get to a stage where you waste away, and they basically starve you to death for 2 weeks in hospital before you die. And it all came after Harold Shipman did this, and then the doctors were too shit scared to do anything after, and they were afraid of getting done by the authorities for helping people who were in a terminal way. But Elle, come on, where are you? My one dog just, yeah, come on, here, get here. She will be, why are you sided 1 second, and then you look around and she's gone. So yeah, it's probably different to what everybody else thinks, but I'm all for this bill. And of course it needs safeguarding, where you have to ask a lot of people and go through these things, blah de blah. But in this day and age, you won't let a dog, you put a dog down when they're on that sort of stage, and I don't want to be there in that stage myself. Like I said, if you don't know, I've got terminal eye problems, which means I'm going to go completely blind, and I don't want to be blind as a bat in my 80s, shitting and pissing myself in a bed. I'll be quite honest with you. I don't want to be around then if that's my choice, and I hope it is. So there we are. That's Gaz is a little bit morbid at the end, but there we are. That's my thoughts on everything. So thank you for listening. I'd still like to try and do my mechanical videos for people, because my original subscribers like that, and I still try and do these talks. So I hope you like these little bits of odd things with some funny bits, some serious stuff, and a bit of mechanicking. Okay, so please subscribe below, and go on to the Facebook page if you don't mind, The Hillbilly Halfwit, and you can put anything you want on there. And I just, if you want to put something up, anonymous or whatever, and if it's all right and it isn't too stupid, I'll put it up. So and I can say hello as well. Okay, all the best, Gaz.